Hi there, it's Vinny, Vince Mohr, your mortgage professional on the Central Coast, Central Valley, and beyond. And today in this video, I'd like to just share with you the idea of buying a home and paying cash for it, or obtaining a mortgage or a home loan. And if you find this video informative, or any of my videos, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, as I provide lots of good information on home loans, real estate, and the market in general. I ran into a young man recently, a sharp kid. He attends USC down in Southern California, but he wanted to know, or he wanted to truly understand what a mortgage was. He said he wasn't completely sure he knew exactly what it entailed. So I said, well, you know, if you had a home that you were purchasing, or someone was purchasing for $500,000, and it was going to be their own home, more than likely, they would put down, if they're capable, they would put down 20% to avoid mortgage insurance, which would be on 500,000 would be 100,000 down, and then a mortgage would be, or home loan would be, the $400,000 that's left over for the for the person to or persons to be able to buy that home. So then he asked, he goes, well, wouldn't it make more sense just if you had the money to just go ahead and pay cash and not have a housing payment at all? And I said, well, just depending upon the person and the season that they happen to find themselves in life, that might make sense. But I said, by and large, you'd want to finance the property to leverage yourself, or to leverage the property or properties. So I mentioned, Warren Buffett was asked not so many years ago if he were starting over, or what would he recommend to people just starting out, young people, and he said he would buy as many single-family residences as possible, and maybe not get into stocks and bonds and the types of investments that he's been known for and made his fortune with. But to prove his point, he actually ended up buying Prudential Real Estate, and of course changed the name to Berkshire Hathaway. But I mentioned to this young man, I said, so if you had $500,000 to put down, you'd probably be better off buying 4 homes and putting, $100,000 down on all 4, maybe a little bit more on 3 of the 4, because those would end up being rentals, and you can get better terms if you put 25% down versus 20. But nonetheless, you'd be looking at putting anywhere from 400,000 down to as much as 475, and then you'd have 4 properties as opposed to 1. And if you just for round number of purposes or sake, if that property, the one property you bought, was appreciating at 10% a year, that would be $50,000 in the first year that it would appreciate. And of course, if you had 4, then all 4 would be appreciating 10% a year, and that would be $200,000. So you've really leveraged yourself. You can see why real estate is such a great investment, even if you cut those numbers in half. But on your own home, you'd be looking at principal and interest, taxes, and insurance, roughly $2,500, which is, and then when you factor in the tax break for the mortgage interest, which I realize is not as great as it used to be, especially on the rentals. But you factor in mortgage interest, and really you're paying less than $2,500 a month. In a lot of areas, you'd be hard pressed to find rent that that cheap. So and then on the other 3 properties, you'd have, for the most part, depending upon what part of the country you're in, you'd be having your tenants make the monthly payment, or the majority of the monthly payments. So just something to think about, rather than having one property with no house payment, or appreciating at 10% a year, or $50,000 a year in our example, versus having 4 properties appreciating at the 10% a year, and having $200,000 a year in appreciation. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And again, if you found the information to be informative, please subscribe, like, and share, and comment. And if I can assist you or someone with any home loan needs, please keep me in mind. I wish you all the best. Thank you.